Good afternoon, ladies. How's everyone doing today?
Good, yes.
Wonderful Sunday afternoon. I'm just looking down to make sure we are live, and it looks like we are. So, welcome to A Queen's Roundtable Show, which happens every second and fourth Sunday of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, thank you so much for joining us. We are so appreciative of that. And for those of you that will catch the replay, thank you as well. Leave any questions or comments you have, and please interact with us. We want your questions. We want to hear your comments. Okay. So I'm your host, Jacqueline Kabah Harrison, and I have a special guest with me here today, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. I am Ashley R. Triplett. Um, I am a financial and business manager. I've been doing this officially for about 3.5 years officially. And it's it was always kind of like a secret passion of mine, but just never really tried to delve into it much, or um, that is, use it to help others, until I realized others need help, and it doesn't matter where help comes from. I've realized in life that you can learn from anybody. So it is now become my main focus. I do other things, but it's become my main focus, basically because at the end of the day, if I can just help one person or help somebody see something that they didn't see before and realize something they didn't see before, then that's worth it all to me.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for agreeing to be on the show today.
Thank
And
you.
I have to say, I think, financial literacy is so important. And I
Mhm.
think, it, especially within our communities, it's something that mm, I don't want to say taboo. That's the wrong word, y'all. That word, but it's something we don't talk about a
We
lot,
don't
in
know.
terms of what's what is the process you really go through in order to build wealth. I know a lot of people, are talk now online about different streams of income. I know that's, you know, I guess I kind of want to say maybe a hot topic now, but
Yeah.
just and the thing of it is money. Just, I mean, a lot of times people don't really like to talk about money, and then especially this is well, um, as you know, this show is geared
Oh,
towards.
I got double.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm like, oh, that's me. Wait a minute. I just
I
got
didn't
to
expect
turn
it to
on my
pop up.
stuff too.
I didn't
So,
expect it to pop up. My bad. Oh
oh,
no.
no problem. Well,
I don't know how to close it.
you know what? You might as well go ahead and share it out then,
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm trying to
okay,
do.
good. It's
But go
okay.
ahead.
All right. But yeah. So, and actually, I think it's a really good topic because this show is geared towards coaches and consultants, and I think a lot of times we have money blocks.
Mm,
We don't really want. We feel funny charging X amount of dollars, and we feel some kind of way about doing it. So I know this comes
yeah,
up very frequently. So I'm
it
sure you're going
does.
to get into some of that as you begin to talk. But before we kind of dive into the topic itself, tell us a little bit more about you. What state are you in? Did you grow up there? Did you come from a large family? Do you have children? Are you married? Things that, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um, well, I grew up kind of between Florida and Georgia, mainly Georgia. All of my schooling, for the most part, that is, was in Georgia. But Florida is home. That's where I was born. That's uh, where I have dual residency, for lack of better words. We have residences still there. Um, a large family, I would say yes, because I have extended family, a huge extended family on both sides, from all sides, from everywhere.
Okay.
And most of the people that I call family, honestly, truly, are not even necessarily related by blood. But it's people that raised me or helped raise me, grew up, that I called aunt or uncle and didn't know any different until I got older.
Right.
um, you know, um, and then I think my parents got that from their parents, because their parents did that, and they already had a big family. Their siblings and their parents alone was a big family on both sides, but their parents was always taking in people, always having sister here, brother there, whatever. And so it's just become something that I'm used to. Um, let's see. Um,
Do you have children?
I don't. I want children, but I don't have any
Okay.
children. I'm not married yet. I've been engaged. That
Okay.
didn't work out too well, but but just right now, just taking the single life, I guess, for lack of better words. You know, trying to enjoy it as much as possible. It is kind of fun being single. You can kind of do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Making anything to anybody, or I know.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, just really, actually, lately I decided to take time for myself, be a little selfish, because I'm usually not. I'm
Mm-hmm.
usually not. I'm always giving of myself, giving of my time, um, doing something for others. And don't get me wrong, I still do, because
Mm-hmm.
I still have people that are close to me that will do for me in a heartbeat. But I've drawn back a little bit more and learned how to be just a little bit selfish and not feel guilty about it.
Okay. Yeah. And when you say not feel guilty about it, I don't know what it is about like us as women, like why we are so inclined to feel guilty about
Hmm.
taking time for ourselves. And you're a single person. Or when I say single, I mean like you don't have any children. So especially
Right.
when you deal with mothers. Oh my God. It's just like I guess the world tells us that when we have children, that's like the first and foremost. Like we don't even exist anymore. Our
Hmm.
needs are not even important anymore. So
Hmm.
so that conversation is had very, very frequently in terms of self care, because that's really what it is. And
Yeah.
you can't keep pouring from an empty. You can't keep pouring from an empty pot. You know what I mean? You have to
Hmm.
replenish. And
Wow. Yeah.
some people, they practice self-care, or they may do things for themselves, but they're so busy feeling guilty about doing it that it just defeats the whole purpose.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it comes up I'm telling you, it comes up every interview we talk about it. But that's so awesome. And that's one of the questions that I usually ask, is for people to kind of share a little bit about how they practice self-care. So how do you, I know you said
um.
been doing it lately.
Yeah. Lately, and honestly, truly, sad to say, I hadn't even thought about it, actually, until
Hmm.
um recently. And by recently, I mean within the past year or so. I
Okay.
never, and it's funny because lots of people that don't know me, they think I'm kind of stuck up, selfish, bougie kind of person. But if they only knew, I don't even think about myself first. I wake up and think about others, whoever it may be, and it's usually someone close to me or a family member, whatever.
Hmm.
And I and that's what I do. I wake up and think about them. And then um last year well, actually, the year before, at the end of 2018, I found myself registered by a friend for a pageant.
Okay.
And I was like, what is this? Like, this friend, I was like, yeah, this friend pushes me. I mean, I was like, she knows darn well I am not this type of chick. Like, no,
Uh-huh.
ma'am. But it at the end of the day, even though it became this beautiful sisterhood, and I love my sister queens to this day, but at the end of the day, it was also competition. And when you're in competition, you do have to think about self and what makes you look good, what makes your image pop, especially in the world of pageantry, which was something I knew nothing of. The last time I attempted to do anything close to that was in high school when I ran for my high school queen.
Okay.
And so this was a real pageant with real things that we had to do. And the Women Business Leaders and Entrepreneur Pageant. And oh my goodness, I just got so much out of it. I learned how to take care of self and focus on self, but also be there for others. And it was the greatest, one of the greatest experiences I've had recently in life as an adult.
Okay.
And uh I'm grateful for the opportunity that I had, and the and it's still ongoing because I'm on the royal court. So
Okay.
so that's actually, honestly, truly the first time I started to think about me more than any other time. I mean, I would think about myself, but then I would start doing something else and thinking about other
Yeah.
people. Yeah, my focus will always change. But that was the first time I was like, wait a minute, I
Mhm.
actually got to pay attention to me. I got to make sure I'm good. So yeah.
So, I'm kind of looking down at your bio here. So tell us a little bit more about that. I mean, I'm very oh, okay. So it's called the Miss Hospital. No.
I'm Miss Hospitality, and Director's Choice. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And the actual pageant itself was called Leaders and Entrepreneur Pageant.
Women Business Leaders and Entrepreneur
Oh,
Pageant.
okay.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, okay. So tell us, I'm real interested in that.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that. Like, what is I don't know. For some reason I'm hearing a lot. Are you hearing my voice echo?
Um, just slightly, but
Just slightly. Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about that. Like how do you get involved in that? Like, what are the expectations? Like, what type of things do you learn from it? Because I've never really,
yeah.
I don't think I've ever really heard of that. Before. I mean, because you know what I mean? When I think of a pageant, I think of a typical, let me put my quotes in there, beauty pageant. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure a lot of
Yeah.
other people that are listening might think the same thing. So if you don't mind, tell us a little
Yeah,
bit about it.
no. Absolutely. To be honest, that was one of the reasons why I did not want to do it.
Okay.
Because I had a good and a bad experience in high school, and that's the only thought and experience, personal experience, that I had of a pageant of any kind. And it was, I hate to say, it was almost awful. It was almost an awful experience.
Okay.
And but I mean, I smiled through it, and got through it, and it was something to learn, and it was a opportunity. But my but one of my close friends, she happened to be on the current royal court at that time. And literally one morning, I woke up to her phone call, and she was like, so I registered you for the pageant that I'm in. All right, love you, bye, and hung up the phone. That was it. And I was like, what did she just what did she just do? But when I called the director, Omega Auntie Mother Seal, we all call her Auntie. When I called this woman who I never heard of, didn't know who this person
Mhm.
was, her energy, her love and respect for me as a person that she did not know. I mean, I was like, I'll just do the pageant just because I'm on the phone with, like,
Okay.
she just is such a wonderful, spectacular person and is a mentor for me to this day. But she and my friend were the reason why I was like, you know what, if my friend was bold enough to sign me up for this, it must be, she must see something that I don't.
Yeah.
And so I moved forward. And it was, I got to the point where I was like, I don't care if I win anything. Just the experience alone was great. Because it does it does push you forward as a woman entrepreneur or a growing entrepreneur. She Omega Mother Seal is an amazing business coach. I mean, she's done it all for the most part, or she's dealt with someone directly who's done whatever it is that you're doing. So, and she has so much experience, and so much talent and so much drive. And so if you truly want something and she knows you want it, she's gonna push you forward. You don't have a choice. And that's what I appreciated about her. When you show that you want it and you show that you are gonna do the best, whatever it is that you can, she is in your corner 100%. And then it became a sisterhood, like I said, because you know, I hate to say this, but in our culture, especially, it's usually cat fights. It's catty when you get a lot of women, especially alpha like women or alpha women, around each other. Especially in business, we can't be in a room for 5 minutes and help each other. We just can't. And it wasn't tolerated in this pageant. It was not tolerated in this pageant. Um, so that's one thing that was great about it. It forced us to work together, but realize, yes, we are in a competition, but here's other people that can help grow your business, grow your network. They say your network is your net worth, and it's honestly, truly. I mean, I've been told that. I've said it before, but
Say that again. Say it again. Let's hear it again.
your network is your net worth. I mean, seriously. Um, I have a close guy friend from that I've known since high school,
Mhm.
and because I knew him when I moved back up here from Florida, that grew my network exponentially. Like it, and to this day, those people are some of my closest allies, my closest friends. They got my back and help me with everything. They're like family. I mean, they really are family.
Okay.
Um, and then when I got into this pageant, just out of connecting with the other delegates and the director herself, it took my business to a whole nother level that I wouldn't have ever thought or had the courage to do, honestly. Um, I met a publisher and an author, a award-winning author, one of my sister queens, and because of her, I'm gonna be publish a book.
Oh, wow.
Um,
That's
one of
awesome.
Yes, and one of the judges was a former Miss Orlando, and now I have her number. She's a friend, like
Wow.
One of the other judges is this huge international speaker who allowed us on the royal court to be a part of his speaking platform. So now we're learning how to speak and having chances to speak in front of people that we wouldn't have had no connection to otherwise through him. And I mean, and then I have another sister queen who is a travel agent, And I actually am a certified travel agent as well, but that wasn't my main focus. But I was like, here, take all of my travel stuff and do with it what you will. And so we're partnering together on that. And it's grown my business in ways that I wouldn't have imagined or thought to do, honestly.
I mean,
So
I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I'm just floored, you know. I mean, it sounds like an awesome experience. So, do you guys, I mean, is it set up like a pageant? I mean,
it actually is. It's
okay.
everything pageantry except
Okay.
the focus is not beauty. The focus is your business.
Okay.
You know, so actually, hold on.
Okay.
I actually have.
It's giving me some ideas. You know, while you're doing that, I want to acknowledge Miss Tanya.
Yes.
You, Chica. Can you see her comments too? I always forget this.
Yes.
Okay. So she repeated it again. Your network is your net worth. And I know her and I, we've had talks about that, about how important it is. You know, and it goes into, you know, just the importance of networking, But thank you so much for joining us, taking time from your Sunday afternoon to join us.
Hello, Tanya.
So what are you showing us over there?
So this is an example, not an example. This is my actual sash.
Okay.
Trying to get it. Okay. So as you can see, Artistically Created, and my whole business name couldn't fit on it, but it's Miss Artistically Created Productions. So it focuses on your business. Your business is who you are. Okay. And I proudly wear this sash and my crowns anytime I have 2 sashes and 2 crowns. And I was just like, I never thought I would be that person.
Right.
But I seriously, any opportunity I get, anytime we have to put on our crown and sashes, and due to COVID, we haven't been able to do so much networking with them. But just anytime I get a chance to do a photo op or anything, and you know, many people take it as being arrogant, and it's slightly, you know, okay, I'll take that. That's fine. But it's because it's my business. It's not. I'm not representing something that's not me, and so it makes me happy and even more proud to wear it. And then it also, unfortunately for some, but fortunately for me, draws attention to me, and then that way they can ask, what is Artistically Created Productions? And I can say, that's me. You know. So that's one thing that's awesome about it. It's everything pageantry, but it's the focus is your business. So she took her 2 loves, the director, which is pageantry, because she has a lot of titles. She's been in a lot of pageants. So she took her pageantry and business and meshed the 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
And I, you know, and I don't know. I'm interested to know, you know, by people's comments, if they've heard of something like that. I mean, that gives me some ideas. I wonder if they have anything like that here in Michigan. I'm in Michigan.
Well, we're actually we're nationwide. So you can anybody can go to WBLEP.com. And
I want to write that down.
Yes.
Okay. All right, say it one more time.
WBLEP, Women Business Leaders Entrepreneur Pageant .com. And sign up, inquire. As a matter of fact, honestly, truly, if you go on any of my pages, my social media pages, 9 times out of 10, she's tagged, or the business page is tagged or something.
Okay.
And I'll even, when I share it, I'll even put the information there. But yeah, we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram, we have a Twitter account, we have everything. So WBLEP, even if you hashtag it, look it up that way, you'll find it.
Okay.
Well,
thank you, Tanya, for putting that in. WBLEP.com. Okay. Yeah, I think I may have to look that up. I like that.
Yes.
You know, and this is what's so cool. Another part of why I like doing this show. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I like doing the show, but it's so cool the way you find out, different things. Just by talking to people, you kind of you just find out it opens up a world of opportunities. And
Absolutely.
just different things that you didn't know about. And being able to connect, and now I found out about this, and that it's nationwide, and other women entrepreneurs that are watching us now, or that watch the replay, might be like, oh, okay, let me check that out. But I mean, I think it's awesome. I mean, I really do. I'm going to take the comment down, but I'll bring it back up later. But I think, I think a lot of times we really downplay that whole networking piece.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And
We
and
do.
you know what I mean? I think sometimes, I'm not saying everybody, but I think sometimes, and especially, it's like I don't mean to speak, negatively, but I do kind of feel you when you say, sometimes it's hard to get a lot of women together and for things to be positive, and it's like I don't want to speak anything negative out there,
No, right. Yeah.
but I have seen it, I have
Mhm.
witnessed it. And
Mhm.
I think, when you really bring people together, and if we really realize the power that we have when we come together, you know what I mean? Each of us, just on our own, is like, wow, people be like, whoa, you know what I mean? I mean, we
Absolutely.
come with a lot, and then that's individually. But if you get all of us together, like working on a particular,
Girl.
topic, or, towards a particular focus, you know what I
Girl.
mean? Something specific.
Listen, that friend who signed me up for the pageant, that's the one who did my bio. I didn't know
Oh,
how to
okay.
do not one. Nope. She
You
has
know,
that's her business. She
that's her
does
business.
career. Yeah, she does resumes and bios, and I mean, I reuse her if when I was looking for a job, I reused that resume so much.
Okay. Okay. And that's her business. She does that. Okay.
Agape Career Group.
Okay.
It's sad when you don't remember all the exact
Mhm.
name because you call it something else because that's your friend, so you really never call it what it
I
is.
know. Yeah.
It's terrible, but yeah.
Yeah. But that is so awesome. I love hearing that. Oh yeah. And Tanya she said that, well, you guys can see that it's unfortunate we sometimes lose because of not sharing. And that's true, and again, I hate to say it, but I have seen it happen, that sometimes people get into this whole mindset that if, I help you out, or you know what I mean? Just this whole mindset of somebody's gonna steal something from me, or
There's so
somehow
many
if I
people in the
share any of
world.
this information, you know what I mean? If I share any of this information, then it's gonna somehow, have a negative impact on what I'm doing, or take away from me. It's just like we kind of have to get out of that mentality, and I think sometimes what happens is that people may have a real bad experience. You know what I mean? They kind of ran into like a real bad apple and just had a horrible experience. And sometimes
Absolutely.
that might, you know, just like with a relationship. Maybe you
No,
in a
it does.
relationship and you get kind of dogged out in that relationship, and then you carry it, on to
Absolutely.
the next relationship, and just assume that the next man or the next woman out there in in the online business space, let's just say, is going to do the same thing. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm. No,
So
it's so true. That's honestly that's honestly why most of us can't accomplish anything.
yeah.
I actually um
Excuse me.
I created an umbrella company honestly a few years ago
Okay.
with the purpose so that me and certain business associates or friends at that time could do certain things together. Because I actually started off my entrepreneurship in talent management. I kind of got thrown into it. I still technically am a talent manager because most of my clients that I still have told me that they're not getting another manager, so I just need to get that in my head. But but yeah, that's how I started off. I was kind of thrown into it because one of my best friends and who's a cousin of mine, she needed somebody to help her with some things, and then I just started learning the industry off of that, and so then I started helping her with her show that she had at the time, and it just kind of grew from there. And so I had met a lot of people along the way, and then there was a point where we all wanted to work together, and so yeah, I created the company. Yeah, I used my name for the EIN, but I looked at it as it was our company, and this is what we should use when we're all coming together, whenever. And like two of us agreed, and then the others thought I was trying to take over, and I was like, I'm not that. It's not that serious. I was just trying to have something that makes sense, and it's a lot. It's a lot like that all the time, where everybody's like, "Oh no, you're trying to take over because your name is on this or your name is on that," and it's like, who cares? Who knows? Like
Right.
nobody really knows all the behind the scenes anything unless you tell
Right.
them.
You tell them. Yeah,
So,
that's true.
so just work.
Mhm.
Just work.
Yeah. Oh, hate to hear that. Let me go to another comment. So she wants the bio connect.
I will get that. I will give that to her.
We all need that, especially like when you know, it's an art. It's really an art for and people that do that. I have to take my hats off to them. Individuals that write bios, being able to write something in a condensed format that really captures the person, and and the words like capture you and really give you like really bring to life who you are as a person. So that's really a skill.
Yeah, because
I know I need mine redone.
what I gave her and what the bio is that I gave you are two totally different
Oh, okay.
things.
Okay.
She's a miracle worker. I'll say that because,
Okay.
child.
So you
Yeah.
guys can connect on that
Mm-hmm.
and
Message me. Yeah, you can message me. My name is exactly what it is on Facebook. So just message me, Ashley R. Triplett.
right. So that's how you spell her name. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's awesome, awesome, awesome. So that tells a little bit about that. I'm gonna Google that too. I'm gonna pull it up and see what I can find here in this area.
Yes.
Um, that is
We
awesome.
have it every year. Registration for the 2021 pageant will actually probably not be available until after our pageant this year.
Okay.
Our pageant this year will be um, Labor Day weekend. So after that is when you'll start seeing registration for the next pageant. However, it might be a surprise. So just keep pay attention to the pageant page. We it might be a surprise this year. So
Okay. And then it costs, right? There's a fee associated with it, correct?
yes. Hmm.
Okay. Now, do you guys go on trips together or like
We
retreats?
do actually.
Okay.
um but we went to a speakers convention in um Kansas City
Okay.
last year. We were supposed to do some stuff this year, but of course, with the
Right. With
pandemic.
COVID. Yeah.
But and then a few of us went to Alabama, also to support our sister queens that were having a fashion show and a fundraiser type for domestic violence and
Okay.
abuse and everything like that. So we all support each other, just depending on who can make it and where we are and what's going
Right.
on.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
It's based out of Florida, but anybody in the United States is available to, is um, uh, is able to join.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but she's based out of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
So,
So I actually wanted to ask you, so we touched on a little about the self-care, right? And like I said, that's a big one. I always want the audience to know that it is so important to take care of yourself because it's so easy for us to get so involved in doing other things
mm-hmm.
and caring for other people,
Mm-hmm.
that we're kind of putting ourselves on the back burner. So,
Absolutely.
what did you take away from the pageant, or what do you do now that ensures like regular self-care? Like, do you disconnect from your devices? Do you get involved in a good book? What do you do now that
Um,
you learn that you need to do that?
so I have lots of books.
Okay.
Um, Now lately I haven't been able to dive into my fun books, for lack of better words, lately, because I actually decided to focus on investing into my business. But the way I'm currently doing that and how I put it with self-care is I'm not really doing all this pomp and circumstances. People, I'm not telling people what I'm doing. I'm kind of just like laying low.
Okay.
So this is the first time in a while that I actually haven't been getting a lot of clients or um, gathering a bunch of people, because I just been taking the time to grow more and learn more in my business. So I've been investing in my business, investing in certifications, investing in updating my licenses that may have expired or whatever the case may
Mhm.
be, and working on courses. I I've launched one course so far out of that for teens, a financial literacy course for teens, and I am working on my other courses that I'll be launching soon. So I've just been taking time away from being uh, in the front, which I don't like doing anyways. So it works for me. But I've taken time to get out of the spotlight, if you will,
Mhm.
um, and just kind of taking a step back and started working on things. So then when I do come back to the forefront, I have more things to offer for clients and better ways to help people. I still, of course, I get referrals, so I still
Mhm.
do clients and everything like that. But that's just not my main focus. And also, I like those friends, those great friends and family members I told you about. Those great friends and family. I also am helping them with their financial aspects as far as their businesses go, so that they don't have to do it. So
Mhm.
I'm helping behind the scenes so that when we all come back out, it's like, all right, we got this
Mhm.
done, we got this accomplished. And to be honest, the pandemic has kind of been a blessing in disguise because it forced people to chill out.
Yeah, that's true. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. I just been investing more in me. And then the fun thing that I do this for self-care, the nerd side of me, I love computer games. So I have this one game that I'm addicted to that I kind of went on a shopping spree, if you will, and bought a few more games for it and treated myself.
Okay.
So I play my game once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. 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 So one thing I always like to ask my guests is, and usually I ask this towards the beginning, but I wanna ask you now. What would you say was one of your greatest obstacles or challenges
Mm.
that you wouldn't mind sharing with us, and how you overcame it, or how you didn't allow it to hinder your growth and your development? What would you say if you could name just one thing?
Um, hmm. for people that know me, and I do want to make this note. When
Okay.
I say family,
Hmm.
there's a difference between family and relatives.
Hmm. Okay. All right.
So, relatives you're related to
Mhm.
genetically,
Yeah.
but I mostly now have mainly family. Now, some of them are relatives, but I have family and friends. So, so for those family members and close friends who know me, um, I hate it for the life of me. And I know hate is such a strong word, but I hated being in the spotlight, especially ever since that bad moment in high school with the pageant and just the horrible experience that it was. I hated being in the spotlight. And the crazy thing is, in theory, I always was. Because I was usually top of my class in something. I made excellent grades as far as grades was concerned. I was the nerd,
Hmm.
and I even did morning announcements, but I hated being in the forefront. I just it was like it was just something to do. And to me, in my mind, I was like, okay, yeah, all right, thanks, got the award, thank you, sitting down. Like, don't pay attention to the person over here. I was section leader most of the time. I played an instrument. I was section leader most of the time, so I was in the forefront because of that. And but I hated it. Like, any way I could avoid it, I hated it. And
Hmm.
um, so fast forward um to adult years, I had family and friends tell me, Ashley, you really honestly truly don't realize, hey sis, you honestly don't realize your potential. And I was like, what are you talking about? They was like, you've always been in the forefront. That you just really didn't take it as that. And I was like, nope. And um they just they told me, you need to step into your purpose, if you will, and just go for it. And I kept pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off. And then honestly, um, when the pageant came around, I was like, okay, I can't do that anymore. I can't be in the background and hide away from being in the front. I can't hide from my talent. You know, here's an opportunity where I have to show people what I love doing and what I'm passionate about. And how are you going to honestly,
Mhm.
truthfully show anyone what you're passionate about if you don't take that chance every once in a while to step out in front? And so when I got crowned, I mean, the tears, the expression on my face. I actually saw a video and I was like, I stood there forever. Like, my brain was in shock. And I knew then and there, hey, Lynn, that's one of the people who tells me all the time.
Okay.
um, yeah, no, I stood there in shock, and then I said to myself, from here on out,
No
I
more.
gotta take I have to take that chance, whether it's good or bad. Like this right here, interview, even though we're comfortable in our homes, nope. It would not be something I would purposely do,
Hmm.
and so I was like, okay, all right, Ash. And so now I find myself signing up for doing stuff that's gonna, like, I know I'm gonna have no choice. Like, I'm gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to be in front of people. That's why I am grateful for Black Belt Speakers. That's the one of the organizations that I was um, given the opportunity to be a part of, thanks to the pageant, because
Okay.
Dr. West was one of our judges, and Mrs. West was one of our judges, and it's such a beautiful, wonderful platform. I mean, seriously, if you want to start speaking, sign up for Black Belt Speakers. Like, if you have a fear of speaking, sign up for Black Belt Speakers.
So wait now, but is that under the umbrella of the pageant, or is that something separate?
It's actually something separate, but we found out about it because he was one of the judges. Him and his wife were one of the judges at our pageant.
Okay.
So we met them because of that, and him and his Black Belt speaker family, for lack of better words, just opened their arms to us.
You see, I'm writing that down right now. Is that BLACKBELT?
Black
Black belt speakers,
speakers,
or just black
and
belt?
and I'll send you all of the
Okay.
links too. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. I see. Okay, so all right, so we got Miss Lindsay. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes.
Miss
That's
Lindsay.
actually one of my board members.
Okay. And we have Brienne.
And that's my sister queen.
Oh, okay.
She
Well,
is
thank
Miss Congeniality.
ladies. You know what? And so how does it feel now? From somebody going from always wanting to be behind the scenes and not really wanting, not really, I guess, accepting that basically what it is is that you've always been a leader, right? That's what it sounds like to me. You've always been a leader, but you just kind of, oh no, that's not me. I belong back here. I'm gonna stay back here. So how does it feel being out in the front?
I'm still getting used to it.
It's real. That's real. Because things don't happen overnight. You're not going to undo it overnight. You know what I mean? But you're doing it, and you're doing an excellent job. And little by little, even though you may be a little fearful, a little uncomfortable, you're still doing it. You're doing it scared, if you will. You know what I mean? You still.
I am.
It's gonna get easier and easier.
Yeah.
You probably still get some little butterflies.
I do. I really do.
But you're doing it. Yeah, she said, stepping on out. That's right.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, this is so awesome. Oh, I mean, we ain't even talked about the topic yet. And I've learned so much, and this is so awesome. So, okay. So I did have one other question, but
yeah,
I want to make sure you talk about your topic, and if there's time, I'll ask you towards the end. It's like a finale or a closeout, if you will.
No problem. No problem. Honestly, so like I said a little earlier, how I started doing finances is something that I've always done. Now Lindsay is she actually is, like I said, she's one of my board members, and we usually don't tell people this, but she is actually one of my family members, my actual family members. So she's known me her whole life. And she knows, and many people know that know me, I've always been very, very, very frugal with my money. Okay. I am one of those people who, if I don't want it, and it's not a necessity, like if I really, really don't need it, if I could find a way to get around it, I'm not buying it. Okay. Like, and like I said, I spoil myself once in a while now with games or something like that. And as a kid, I actually, spoil myself once in a while with toys or something. I went on little shopping sprees with my parents, but I am like one of those people who I will count and keep every little penny I can. And I just always been that way. I used to hide my money in my toys when I was little. And then when I got a little bit older and wasn't playing with my toys, I kept my money there because I was like, nobody would suspect the toys because I don't play with them no more. So I kept my money there.
Funny.
And then I started hiding my money in other places. And then one day my mom was like, oh, she wanted to, she had like a weekend off or something, and she wanted to teach me about bank accounts. And so here she is thinking that, she's going to give her little girl, and I'm the baby. It's three of us. I have two very much older siblings, I like to say. But no, she was like, hey, I'm going to, give my daughter a nice little check or something, so she can open her first bank account. She was proud mom. And I actually had a pretty sizable amount of money myself.
You pulled out your wallet. She was like, what? What you doing with that money?
She was like, what is going on? And I was like, but it was money that I had been scripting and saving since I was little, since I was like 4 or 5. And I opened the account when I just turned 17, and I had opened the account, and it was birthday money, Christmas money.
Yo, don't want to it like that? Dang.
Yeah, I was like,
wow.
I was the finesser.
Kids can't wait to spend that money.
No, I was the finesser. I had other people spend their money.
Oh.
Like seriously, I would negotiate. That was my negotiation. So, and I'm actually still that way. I'm still that way to this day, honestly, truly. Me and my sister, I don't know how we do it because we are two grown women.
Mm-hmm.
But me and my sister, we are daddy's girls. We really are, and it's a little sad, but it's true. We can still finagle something out of my dad and potentially my mom. So but we if we can do it, we do. We really do.
Okay.
I'll be seriously, something happens to my car, I'll be like, Dad, like,
right. I need you. I need some help over here.
It's so bad, but it's so true. But yeah, no, I am a penny pincher. I am, and I think I got it from a mixture of my parents because my mom, she majored in business, and so that's what she did. And that's what she did for a living, actually, as an executive at her job. And then my dad, he was, I want to say marketing or whatever, but he's really now you look in the dictionary and you will see a picture of my dad next to the word cheap. Seriously, that is my dad. But so just a combination of growing up with them too. And I think that's honestly truly where I got it from. And so I was just like, what, let me learn more about this. And then that's what pushed me to start moving forward and getting certifications and getting licenses and signing up for certain things. And I'm glad I did. Because it's like you said earlier, financial literacy is something that we usually don't talk about. And honestly, truly, even with my mom being a business major, they didn't teach you everything that you should know as a business major. They didn't teach you the ins and outs of stuff. So I started learning by looking at my own accounts. Stuff was happening, and I was like, wait a minute, but I'm doing this, so why isn't this working? Or why is this credit card lower than the other? Or why did my credit score drop? And then I was like, but I'm doing all the right things. So so society says, but they don't teach you everything.
No,
that's not what they're there for. Honestly, truly, they're teaching you how to run someone else's business in all reality.
Yep.
They're not teaching you financial literacy.
Right.
So there was just some things that even with all of her experience, even with all of my mom's experience and all of my dad's experience, and other family members who studied business or have their own businesses. It was just some things they weren't taught and they didn't know. And I mean, the great thing is because of what they did know, they were able to maintain a healthy and a good lifestyle.
Right.
But they just didn't know that they didn't know. And so when I started seeing what it was doing to me personally, I was like, okay, something's wrong with this picture because I'm making money, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but my credit score dropped because of why, or my FICO score is low because of what, or why am I paying this, but this isn't like it just wasn't.
And you know what? And
Yeah.
I know I'm horrible. Like, I start a job and, I'm putting this amount in the 401k and, it's almost like I'm just like, it's just, I'm blindly doing it. It's like I do a couple of elections, get it set up, then I just go somewhere and I just never look at it again. Yeah. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like people see how their credit score is moving up, down, or whatever, but they don't really stop to really take the time to investigate. And I know realizing your potential is all about empowerment. It's about empowering women to make better choices. And your portion is the economic, is the financial piece, financial freedom, and being able to make better choices.
Yeah.
So I'm loving this. Oh, let me acknowledge Miss Tanisha. How you doing today? Thank you for joining us. So this is so awesome. Okay, so this is what I want to ask you. Here I go. I'm asking questions, and I'm cutting into your. Well, you know what? I want you to go into your topic, but I want them to know in case they want to link up with you.
Yes.
Like how do you service your clients? Do you do individual? Do you do groups, or do you do both? And what is some of the, without telling too much, but what is some of the processes that you take women through?
Well, yes, I do individuals and groups. I do both.
Okay.
I actually most of the time I had been doing individuals just because most people are afraid or less a little leery about having a group, but groups can even just be so much as what I do for the teens. Like for the teens, I don't get into their personal individual finances. It's a class. It's literally a class. So, now I can, go individual and personally in a group setting if that's what you choose. But the group settings are usually more class based. And so it's usually just you guys learning and understanding. And then you can set up an appointment from there to have your individual work done. But yeah, no, individually or individually, what I do is actually we kind of recently me and my board actually kind of recently changed up my process, but what we do is a consultation and we see where you are, and honestly truly it the main things that are the same for every client are that you would give you a consultation and then you go to one of the programs, and based off of that program is what we do from there. Because I don't want to tell you what to do per se, because 9 times out of 10 these clients are grown, and most people don't like to be told what to do. Right. Even though they come to you and say, tell me what to do, they don't want to be told.
Right, they don't really want to be right.
So is really just I'm following you, and wherever you need to go and whatever you're looking to do, I'm going to give you the steps. Now, whether you follow them or not, whether you follow up or not, I hate to say this because it sounds so crazy, but that's your money. That is your money that you just spent to get nowhere and to do nothing.
Yeah.
So
if they want to pay for your services and not take any other advice, okay.
I've actually had that more than the people actually taking the advice, because again, And that's actually what caused me and my board to actually change up some of our services, because we were giving the consultation for free.
Mm-hmm.
So you really only were paying for the service or the program portion,
Right.
and they would do the consultation because it's free, of course, and then they'll pay for or do a down payment on their service and go into witness protection. And I'm like, well, thank you for that money.
That is hilarious. I like
But what?
like that. She said they pay for it and they go into witness protection. Like what happened? Where'd you go? You know.
And I'll be like, well, thank you for the down payment.
Isn't that crazy that people do that?
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, that just goes to show you that it's a whole mindset around that. It's really a whole re-education that they need, and that they need to become aware of their relationship with money, what their biases are, you know, past experiences that people be holding on to.
Biases. Oh my gosh, I get so many of them, and then that's another reason why so many people go into witness protection, if you will, because seriously, they'll compare our lives.
What you mean? What do you
So
mean?
for example, if I pull up right now, I do have a nice car.
Okay.
For me, I feel like it's a nice
Right.
car, but because I didn't pull up in a Lexus or some
Oh,
expensive,
okay.
unnecessary something.
Interesting. Okay.
Or because I didn't look like I was dripping with money. Like, that's not what money is. That's not what money is. If you take a look at actually, I'm gonna give two good examples. Bill and Melinda Gates, they've been on TV a lot. They look like ordinary, regular people.
Girl, you know what? Now, see, this is gonna take us. Okay, this is what I like. This is real talk. Okay, I'm gonna write it down because I don't want to forget, but I don't want to interrupt no more. So I'm listening. Go ahead.
But yeah, because I don't live the way that they assume I should be living, or look the way they assume I should be living, or gave them the advice that they want to hear something, instead of me actually telling them what it really is.
Okay.
Because I don't tell them, oh yeah, go out and buy this, that, and the third, and ball out, and you should have this huge house. No, honestly, truly. And that's not the way we did it back in the day. Honestly, truly, people stayed in the house forever. Forever. And even when they got married and had kids, if the house was big enough, they stayed in the house. And that's how they created certain generational wealth. I'm going to give a good but a bad example. Okay. Look at the castle. Look at England. That is actually how they live. Everybody stays in the house. It just so happens to be a castle, but it's a castle because everybody was there. Right. Everybody stayed there. Right. Everybody lived there. So there was no need to spend your money over here and over there, or whatever the case may be. I mean, to me, wherever you can save your money and invest in your kid's future, if you have a kid, or a vacation, or a honeymoon, or a nice wedding, those things that create memories, those things that create lasting life opportunities that you may not get again. You know, wherever you find yourself where you can save money and make money, that's the opportunity you should take. If you don't need a Lexus,
save money and make money. Yep.
Right. If you don't need a Lexus, why are you getting a Lexus? Right. I know plenty of people who look like they dripping with money and balling out of control and are broke.
Yep. But you know what? I mean, okay. I get excited.
Go ahead. I didn't say
I don't want to take away from your topic. Okay. Like how my son would say, zip it. What she say? Zip it, lock it, put it in your pocket. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, no, I just I to be honest with you, I still have my old car that I've had since college.
Okay.
And I'm on my third car. Most people my age, and I'm not gonna tell my age, but most people my age are on their like umpteenth car. But I honestly, truly, if my my second car had certain features that I needed and certain things that I wanted
Hmm.
in that car, I would still be driving that car.
Okay.
Like honestly, I
Yeah, very,
mean,
very practical.
it's paid off.
Hmm.
Like there was no payments, the insurance was low because of it. Like
Hmm. Yeah.
and and then so the current car that I have, like somebody that knew I was about to buy a car or whatever. I remember somebody saying to me, "Well, why don't you buy?" They said some kind of expensive car, and I was just like,
Why?
my little Buick, my cute little Buick Verano is fine. Like
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
I'm okay, thank you. And because of the car that I bought and the shopping and I hate shopping for cars, mind you. But because of all the research I did and everything like that, I
Hmm.
was able to pay that car off quickly. And because, like I said, I'm constantly learning. I'm forever a student.
Right.
So um, when I was getting that car, I was just starting my journey per se officially in the
Hmm.
financial world. And so I was like, okay, here's a good opportunity for me to really understand some things and learn some things. And I was able to pay that car off and able to get a good quote for my insurance and you know
Hmm.
and because of the money I saved from doing research and having as much patience as possible, you know, um, I was able to take the rest of the money that I had and do other stuff with it and continue on paying for certain things that I needed to pay for and do certain things and go on trips and go on vacations
Hmm.
and not have to worry about, ooh, is my car insurance paid? Or, ooh, am I going to have a car when or whatever little things that we worry about because we're spending our money where it doesn't need to be spent.
Hmm.
And so we need to take that time to save for our wants and our needs, which is travel, which is
Right.
having that once in a lifetime experience or something, or nice wedding, or
Right.
whatever the case
Hmm.
may, or big birthday, or if you're that person, whatever. And if you want to create those type of memories, you can, but you have to spend your money where your money needs to be spent, not where you want to spend it. And again, that's why I said when I work with clients, that's why I said it's so much more of me going where they want to go and just giving them the steps of where they want to go and where they
Right.
want to be, as opposed to me telling them.
Right.
Because you can lead a horse to water, but you
Hmm.
can't make it drink.
Well, you know what? It's just like I'm a therapist,
Yeah.
and it's they say it's a person-centered plan. Where do they want to go? You know what I mean? What's
Mhm.
important to them? What are they hoping to get out of your sessions? So I
Right.
wanted to say that, and then I wanted to say, you know, how we talked about money and the African American community. I think we have such a psychology
We do.
around money. You know what I mean? And I know, like my parents were born in the 40s, and
Woo.
right, they were born in the 40s. So it was a whole mindset of a lot of times Black people didn't really have money, so that once we got it, it was okay. We're gonna look like we got it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And even when you look
Mhm.
online, everybody is so busy, talking about oh, join my program, you're gonna make 10 grand in the first 30 days. And people want to take a picture. Oh, this is what my business bought me. And they got a big bow around a Mercedes or a Lexus. I don't know, whatever the in car,
Uh-huh.
whatever.
Uh-huh.
And everybody gets so caught up in that, what kind of purse you carrying, and do you got an expensive weave in your head, and just all that
Right.
kind of stuff. I mean, what I'm saying. Who made your suit and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just like people are just focused on the wrong stuff. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? But that really goes down to how you feel about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I meant when I said it's a whole mindset
It
behind.
is.
You know what I mean? What's your relationship with money, and why do you feel? And a lot of times people feel that they have to look the part
Let me.
because they don't feel the part. You know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
gosh,
You have to feel the part first.
one of my friends, let's just say he ain't hurting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so a few years ago, um, I had somebody that I ended up bumping into somebody that knew him from school,
Okay.
and they were like, "Oh, this person," so we're talking, whatever, and they were like, "I heard he's in business, but he's still at home with his mama or something like that." And I thought to myself, yeah, but did you know he paid off his mama house? You
Right.
know, did
Mm-hmm.
you know that all his bills get paid and he ain't hurting and he can go at anywhere at his will if he feels like
Mm-hmm.
like, did you know that? Like, and I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, like you said, it's a mindset, and we have to keep up with the Joneses just to prove to you what we have.
Yeah.
And I saw this post the other day that said, "Keep up with the Joneses if you want to." I saw them in the Walmart line. Like, come on
Mm-hmm.
now, like, why? Why? Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you just be you? Be Bill and Melinda Gates. Just chill out. It's fine.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And I believe in the philosophy of surround yourself with, birds of a feather flock together. Surround yourself with people that, are about upward mobility and stuff like that. But that's not necessarily saying, some people just get into the literal sense of, well, I want to, be seen going to dinner with these people, or I associate with these people. You know what I'm saying? But that's a totally different mindset
Mm-hmm.
than, being around other people that are maybe being around other, African American women that are also entrepreneurs. Like that's what I'm talking about,
Absolutely.
because you're going to have a lot of things in common. I don't care if you're a financial coach, this person is,
Yes.
I don't know, life coach, and,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Absolutely.
everybody wants to, have their own business, and, and constantly learning. You know what I mean? Because this is, nothing is etched in stone, and things change every day. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you probably get a lot of that, or probably have to kind of, as you meet with different clients. I know you probably see that the needs are different. I mean, just depending
Mm-hmm.
where they are in life, what their
I,
goals are, different
I
needs.
I've had clients that, I mean, I would look at their budget and I'll be like, you are spending your money on nothing that gives you a return.
Okay.
And that's usually the main problem is you're dishing all your money out to this, that, and the third that gives you no value or
Mm,
nothing in return,
okay.
not even a education or a certification or something. It didn't even increase your
So,
knowledge.
so give us an example of that. Give us a few
Um,
examples of something that people tend to spend money on that doesn't give a return versus something that does give a return.
like well, the main thing that I've been seeing in our culture, especially our cars, and then people roll over cars and
Okay.
um, you know, and it's just like, okay, you couldn't afford the first car. Don't roll over to another car that's more expensive and then roll over to another car that's more expensive,
Oh, they keep going up.
or
Okay.
uh-huh,
Okay.
or these huge houses and it's
Okay.
just them, or they took out a loan for something um unnecessary loan for something and now they can't pay it back. So it's usually a loan of some sort, whether it be through actual cash loan that you can use for whatever, or a car loan or a house loan or mortgage or something like that. And it's usually way utterly ridiculous, and it just doesn't make any sense to their lifestyle, to their actual needs. Like, did you actually need that? Or they're spending all this money on ordering something online just to be ordering something.
Just to be ordering something.
Yeah, people have these online addictions, or they subscribe to something that they don't use anymore, forgot about it, and the subscription went up.
Like that? Like a gym membership, stuff like.
Yeah, and then and it went up, or it is constantly coming out of their account, and they're not taking it, they don't need it anymore, they're not using it, or it's something that they should use, but they're spending money and haven't taken advantage of it because it could help them, or whatever your case may be, and it'll be a issue, and most of the clients, it'll be an issue with them, a big issue, that they could have taken that money and dealt with this issue, and they could have did a domino effect and helped in other areas, but they decided to put the money elsewhere, and or, just for lack of better words, they're not balancing stuff out, and they're not really looking at all of what they're spending, and they're just mindless spending, for lack of better words. They're just spending and not even thinking about it. And those clients usually are the ones who have the money, could do a lot with it, have a lot of potential to do with it, but they're mindless spending because they're just constantly used to spending, and their card never gets declined because they have the money. And so I even help those people, because financial literacy doesn't just have to be, because you don't have to be someone with a lot of money, and you don't have to be someone with a little bit of money to have a financial coach. You can be anywhere on that spectrum. I mean, honestly, truly, because at the end of the day, a real financial coach is going to work with you and your individual needs and necessities. When I work with someone who has a big paycheck, that's a different, that's a different view. That's a different aspect. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, they're just mindless spending, and not putting their money where it could help them grow the money that they already have. And then usually when I'm helping somebody who has the potential to have a nice, who have to have, they have the budget, they have the money per se, but they end up with more month than money because just a matter of budgeting. Okay, so we just need to adjust some things. And then there's the clients who feel like they are just dead broke, and they ain't got and they ain't got a dime to their name.
Yeah, that's
but what ends up usually happening is their money, they just don't see where their money is going. And to be honest with you, if you're not on the street, you know what I'm saying? And if you're not really poor and truly poor, and even some of those people really aren't poor, they just that's just, they're just okay with being where they are, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, because they could have a financial coach in a minute if they want it. So, but if you're truly, if you have a roof over your head, you have some type of income or something coming in from somewhere, even if it's just, even if you're a stay-at-home mom, and all you have is your kids assistance from the government or something,
Mm-hmm.
you can get a financial coach. And if they are a real financial coach, they will make it work for you and adjust for you. Because that's what a financial coach is. It's not about charging you ridiculous high fees or whatever the case may be. Because at the end of the day, I feel like this. If people can stand in line during the pandemic at Greenbrier Mall in Atlanta for Jordan's expensive shoes, and you one of those people that's calling broke,
Right.
then you can afford a financial coach.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, and the one thing that I appreciate about having, like you said, having people around you with like mind and people that want to see you go further.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I appreciate about my board, especially Lindsay. Lindsay's the one that get on me the most, and she the youngest. That's the bad part about it. But is they're gonna make sure that you're doing what you need to do to grow, just like you're gonna make sure they're doing what they need to do to grow. Because you always have to have somebody to have your back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I may not be able to see what I'm doing wrong.
Right.
And so I'm here for people of all needs. And truly I can work with anybody. The only time that I nowadays anyways, the only time that I kind of, like I said, I kind of let a person bury the hole for themselves and come back is when they're one of those people, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
that call broke, but yet you buying this and you buying that and you're buying this and you're buying that. Then no, you should rightfully so pay someone's fees. You
Right.
should pay for that. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you know, friends and family and business associates and everything like that. The great thing I like about my circle is we all work together. We all work together. We all help each other. So if you got something I need, and I got something you need, like we do trade-offs. And that's what they used to do
Yeah. Barter.
back in the day. Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
bartered. They used to do that back in the day. And we don't even, like you said earlier, we don't even want to open the door
Yep.
to see what we can do to help somebody else and to see what they can do for us. We don't even want to give them a chance because, oh well, if I give you this or if I do that, then what you gonna do for me? We
Yep.
always expect something. Whereas, like I said, I love my circle because we don't expect nothing for each other because we give to each other. And honestly, truly, I wouldn't be doing certain things that I'm doing now
Mm-hmm.
without those friends that was like, I'm just gonna do for you because I can right now. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I got you. What do you need from me? You
Yep.
know, I remember when I needed a bunch of t-shirts. So one of my close friends, he does t-shirts. And I remember I needed a bunch of t-shirts. And normally it's his business and he
Uh-huh.
does things a certain way. He was like, all right, sis. He was like, no, just tell me what you need. We'll work it out later. And
Okay.
it was able to work out for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And of course he got paid
Mm-hmm.
because it takes money to make t-shirts, but at the end of the day, he wasn't thinking about, oh, what's she gonna do for me? Or
Right.
like we're just so in this mindset of not helping or doing for each other. And I, that's not a good corner. If that's who you have in your circle, that's not a good circle.
Yep.
And so, but at the end of the day, if you are doing frivolous things and then you turn around and ask for help and you're still doing those frivolous things, but don't want to even let the person make a deal, let the
Right.
person offer you a deal. Don't
Right.
go in there with the expectations. You don't go to Greenbrier Mall and be like, is Jordan taking off
Mm-hmm.
50%? Like, no, you're not asking questions.
Yep.
You're paying for Jordan's shoes full price.
Yep.
I guarantee you. And so to me, if you can do it for Jordan, who I'm pretty sure none of us know personally,
Right.
then you can do it for the person that you're actually asking for help. You're
Right.
actually
Yeah.
asking for their services. You're
Hmm.
actually saying, "Hey, I need this." You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Let them offer you something. And that's what I had to learn, because I would just offer it because, oh, I know you, or, oh, because, whatever the case may be. And that's where I said earlier, I was just giving of myself, giving of myself, giving of myself.
Hmm.
And my sister, she heard me say something one day, and she was like, we're not doing that no more. We're not doing free. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You know? And she was like, no, we just no. She was like, you shouldn't do that no more. And I actually had one of my celebrity friends one time. They when I was still heavy doing talent management, she called me to say, I hope you charge so and so when I start and walk over to you and ask for you to help them with this and this and this, like,
Hmm.
and I've just always had people in my corner that say, Ashley, no, do what you need to do, go for
Hmm.
what you know,
Right.
and look, we're here and we got your back, and it's the best circle I've had in my
Wow.
whole life.
Wow, that's awesome. So you know what? Looking at the time,
Yes.
let's go ahead and conclude it with what advice would you give to a younger version of yourself? And tell everyone if you have any, upcoming specials or programs, as well as how to find you.
Whew. Mm. If I could tell my younger self, I would have told her to not be afraid. So don't be afraid. The worst that can happen is no.
Yep.
And honestly, truly, you never fail. It's just a learning experience,
Yep.
you know. So don't be afraid to fall flat on your face, because if you have friends, you have family, you have a circle, they'll be right there to pick you up, dust you off, and wipe off the tears and the scrapes and keep it
You
moving.
keep on going. Yep.
And you can find me. I love my initials. Artistically Created Productions has my initials in it, ART. So
Yep.
you can find me on anything. Like, I have my initials in my name everywhere. Honestly, truly, Miss AR Triplett. That's 1P, 2T's. um, it, Usually when you enter that in, you can find me on anything: Instagram, Facebook,
Okay.
Twitter, even LinkedIn. I'm
Okay.
on LinkedIn. And also you can go to artisticlifedesign.com, and that has the link to all of my social media and pages.
Okay. Okay. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for this interview. This has been so much fun. Fun
Yes.
talking to you. So easy to talk to you.
Thank you. Yes, I was enjoying myself. Thank you. It's, it was a pleasure talking to you. I was like so super excited about today.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I love meeting new people, and everybody just brings so much to the table. You're just a wealth of information over there.
Thank you.
And I know we could have kept on talking, it's a lot, it's a lot to talk about, and especially when we get to talking about some of those points of views, and people not wanting to work together, and people having this
Mhm.
scarcity mindset, and we could probably talk on at least for another 40 minutes or so. But
Okay.
yeah, but thank you again for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Hopefully we can work together again,
Yes.
in the future. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and end, but just stay on, just wait for me to come right back, okay?
Okay.
So everyone, thank you again for joining us for A Queen's Roundtable Show, which happens every second and fourth Sunday of the month at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in being a guest on the show, please, I believe I've included the link to be a guest. Just go ahead and click on that link and answer the questions, and we will talk further. But thanks again, ladies, for joining us, and everyone enjoy the rest of your Sunday afternoon. All right. Talk to everyone later.